Says there's an interesting place nearby that no one knows about, but doesn't really want to talk about it right now. Says there's no reason to let you in on where it is. Says there's no reason to make threats. Would have told you about it soon. So you survive a bout with a world eater. You're made for this. Says talking to you with... Wonders without not... How dangerous do you feel with the night coming on? That's a proper junk depot. Just think of the things chucked away. Night covers the land. Got just enough slack in the line. nice and clear out today. As long as karma exists, the world changes, and we change with it. The night is ending soon. Pebble says you've made him feel confident now that you've found a safe place for him to go later on down the line. Pebble says he's in your debt now that you've spent so much of your precious time helping him out. He's found many unexplored areas on his expeditions, but many required prying to squeeze in. So, now that you have the right tool, you should be able to pry stronger and better and access places you couldn't get into before. Wonders if there's anywhere he hasn't been. Wherever there's a Pebble, you could find Pebble too. Pebble is always ready to help. The world is waking up with dawn. Mito says there's darkness in everyone's life, but as a lamp maker, he wants you to know there's light too. His goal in this dying world is to be like a flame fly, burning to light the way for others, and therefore he still makes lamps. You look like you're in need of a special get-through-the-night lamp, but to make something like that, he'd need a flame fly. Says using dark tactics is an awful way to find a light. It's so vibrant out during daylight. That might come in handy. Blisterboo, known for its perfect temperature and atmosphere. Better hold on to that. There they are. Now, catch them. You fixed those flame flies fast. Those are the kind of things you need. A mount peak is always farther away than it looks. Mito seems mesmerized by the flame fly. Its fire now burning in his heart, too. Mito says the flame flies have always acted as guiding lights in his life, but with so little time left, he can't just make a lamp from scratch for you. Sometimes there are ether lanterns, as light as paper, floating around in the sky at night. One of those would make a perfect fit for your fly. Scour the night sky and get him an ether lantern to work with, and do it before the flame fly's life is snuffed out. Hopes that you let his light grow within you instead. Mito says you're making sense to him. Says talking to you was interesting. Says there's an interesting place nearby that no one knows about, but doesn't really want to talk about it right now. Says there's no reason to let you in on where it is. Says there's no reason to make threats. Would have told you about it sooner or later. It's not far from here. Thinks you got the right idea. Time to break it all down. Understands completely. Such a windswept place. Now that Mito has the ether lantern, he's able to convince the Flamefly into making it a special get-through-the-night lamp. He's glad he's able to help you shed some light on a world that's grown so dark. He wishes he could do more to help, but too much light can blind as much as the night. If there's any way to help you see, though, he's happy to do what he can. Plans to keep making lamps until the light runs out of the world. Mito says he's ready to illuminate your world. A sealed deal. This place is called Spurftop. The fur dresser named Trim hangs out. Let's see. He seems glad you're developing your own fur style. Can't be shy about who you are when the world's about to end. Says he's a friendly fur trimmer, the most stylish stylist still around. Says you've blazed a path to a place where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. So, which way will it be? He wonders about the hate in your heart. The more we hate ourselves, the more we want others to suffer. That cycle spins faster than his clippers. Trim says anyone who doesn't know their history is like a tree without roots. You need to remember who you are and where you came from. Wonders if you ever think about your place in the world, whether you wear your fur short or long. It's about how well your insides match your outsides, right? Figures if you're true to your fur style, you're true to yourself. Hopes you enjoy the fur style you got now, as there's not much time left before the world dies. Hears you've been trying to shave the world bald. Get a fresh start.
Wala di wakatina.
Wonders why you'd be working with a tribe as awful as the Jagni.
Wala di wakatina.
Supposes you know best, but he doesn't trust them a bit.
Konebali di badaru.
Thinks you're more important than whoever you're working with, though. You're the one who gets things done.
Kalachika.
Says visitors been far and few. No one seems to prioritize a hair cute these days. It's barbarism at its worst.
Pa kotela di ne.
He thinks everybody seems occupied with the fact the world's going under.
Shimara te pugila.
He presents himself as trim. Says he'll take care of you and that hairstrosity.
Pavuli talana nena.
Claims they clip fur to make it more fashionable, and you could use that.
De bala di pado.
He's got one little problem. His clipper fingers have rusted due to the contamination, and without them, his whole existence is hanging by a hair.
Shifadi de loda.
His friend Juju should have a pair of clipper fingers to spare, as he's mostly on the zigzagger nowadays. Maybe you could snag it from him.
Shimubata?
He doesn't know who gave you your Frankencut, but he'll upstyle it and give you a #1 pop mop in no time. Just fetch him the clipper fingers.
Kola ni mana.
Says he'll give you a fur cut that'll make you famous. Even famouser. You can shake the rain off later. Says you're awful brave. Hates. Says you're welcome. Light is the best, period. It's far away. Juju's shop is here somewhere.
Tumma. Se hindi.
Let's see. Juju is just thrilled to finally meet you. Even in these darkest days when the spotlights are growing dim, you're like a fresh outfit. Says he's a style fitter of the most fantastic kind. Thinks you have the power to steer the fate of the world one way or the other. He wants you not only to save it, but to look fabulous doing so. He's sad you have the heart of a villain and wants you to know that a good outfit on a bad person is like a painted shell on an empty egg. Pretty, but hollow. He tells you to dig deeper into your past and remember how it's all stitched together. You need to follow that thread to figure out who you are and where you're going. Wonders if you ever think about how things might be if you'd chosen one style over another. It's amazing how even a single switch stitch in the right spot can change things. Figures that's good because your suit suits you so well. Feels awful how the world's fabric is wearing so thin. Wishes you wouldn't keep trying to tear the world apart at its seams, but maybe sometimes you need to do that so you can start fresh. Can't stand how the Jagni cover their faces with those masks. How sad. Sure, but just because you like something doesn't make it good for you. But that's enough about them. He wants to talk about him. He wonders if you can see it too. The common threads that have sewn everyone together through the years. They're all broken. But fortunately, he's good at smoothing things over, choosing things that are chic and glossing the aesthetics. Most come here to get relief from how ugly the world has become. He works a lot with mood, be it good or bad. Says how you dress tells the world who you are. You should be clear and amazing. Some even think what he does is magic, changing the way you feel with style. That's how he got his nickname, Juju. He's been zigzagging all night. He has a fibre he needs to get done, but he's run out of bobbin. Now his reputation is hanging by a thread. He needs to thread the needle, but the only spare bobbin he knows about, well, he saw it attached to a kite flying free in the wind. He'll do what he can for you if you get him that bobbin. Thinks you're wearing your underwear on the outside, but yes. It's a long way down from the top of the mountains. This rope seems solid. It soars like a kite, so it better reel that in. Juju will be pleased to see you manage to get hold of a bobbin, even though it's the unconventional kind. If you're tired, maybe find a place to rest. Juju is thrilled over the bobbin and the fact that he'll be able to finish the fibre. He believes couture can do that for you, you know. Change the way you feel and also change the way others feel about you. He's prepared something for you while you were away. Do you want it to fit your mood or do you want a change of heart? Juju says that's you. Dark and edgy. That's what he wants you to feel when you wear it. He's invested in helping you look your best. Juju is curious to see what you're interested in. Got what you wanted. Let's see. Looks cute. Now walk the walk, Pants. Despite the fact that Clipper fingers are in safe hands, he's still lacking something to make his hairsenal complete. Trim's embarrassed. Now he can cut, but he's out of dye. A bad furdo is a shame to you and him both, and you can't have that, can you? He once found some leftover cans of sput dye near the concrete wall paint sites, and they'd do the trick.
Sina polaki.
This time he promises. Just come back with a can of sput dye and he'll give you that fresh coat you deserve.
Mina fum fafsista.
Says not to worry. This is it.
Mufu papa.
Trim thinks you're still good looking.
Mufu papa.
Yes, some e-waste for you. Just listen. You might hear something important. Not just from me. everywhere. You have hours stretching before you. Wow, you lucked out there.
Sina. Sikala libu debara.
Now that the spuck dyer is in the can, Trim says you can colour him prepared.
Debala dipato.
Trim is grateful you've put him back in Biz, and as a token of his gratitude, he wants to do something for you.
Kala chika.
And this time he says it's going to be for free.
Ila move.
He suggests a full updo, promises to not only give you a new fur style, but a whole new kind of lifestyle. Says there's nothing better for refurbishing your image.
Ila move.
Trim's got his wits about him for you.
Sina.
Can you hear the waves calling? Says the Sifu has ordered a cleansing fire to make room for something new and better to rise from the ashes. Your orders are to wait for night to fall before you act. Setting the village on fire will send a message to your rivals. That'll turn heads. The crop is scarce and dry ever since the plague started haunting the land, so a touch of a torch should be enough to start the fire.
Wait a little.
The tribe believes you have to burn some things to the ground to make room for something new and better. You shouldn't concern yourself or worry about the things you're told to do. The way of the tribe is unquestionable, as is the word of the Sifu. You've been instructed to use force if you meet resistance. Sometimes you need more than words to get your message across. You shouldn't be too eager. It's only through discipline that you'll be able to return this land to virgin ground and start anew. Let's see. Complains it's heart-busting raising young ones when the world end leaves no future for them. But they think Maytimes collecting a set of pets might help them hold up. They're too busy watching the young ones to find them critters to pet, but maybe you have the time spare. Says there are wee creatures called squips that are perfect. Claims those petables are all over the place. Just gotta scoop them up. Once you get enough critters for each kidling, that should be plenty. Without enough critters, the kidlings get stanky-cranky. Says to go with whatever seems fair to you. Remembers when there was enough nature out there that animals could feed themselves just fine. Rescued a bunch of squips, but can't find enough food for them. Seems silly that these critters are so picky, but would you help find some squip food for them? Says that's like asking what's the sky. They're right there. Look at them. Says the squips are wicky-picky, but you should be able to find their food.